let's talk about a psychological experience that, for a lot of people, it's actually way more damaging than just being rejected outright. It's that quiet, nagging feeling, of being the backup plan, the second call, the person they turn to when their first choice isn't available. We're going to decode the hidden psychology of being the second choice and uncover the really profound ways it might have shaped you.
So what's the most painful thing someone can say to you? I think most of us would probably say no, right? But what if there's something that actually cuts a little deeper? Imagine being accepted, but only after somebody else was chosen first. That is a totally unique kind of social pain, and believe it or not, it can literally rewire how you see the world.
And this just gets right to the heart of it. The pain isn't really about being unwanted. It's about being wanted for convenience, not for who you actually are. And this feeling, it goes way beyond your social life. It actually triggers these powerful survival adaptations in your brain.
Okay, so this leads us to the first major adaptation, which is almost like a social superpower. To protect itself, your brain gets incredibly good at reading signals that most people just completely miss. Let's break down what that actually looks like.
Psychologists have a term for this, rejection sensitivity. And I know it sounds pretty negative, but think of it more like a highly developed skill. Your brain learns that being overlooked happens quietly, so it basically becomes an expert at detecting the tiniest, most subtle social cues.
So while someone else might just dismiss this as you being insecure, that completely misses the point. It's actually a super sophisticated high-level scan for emotional distance. You're not just imagining things. You are the first person to notice that slight shift in someone's tone, or the tiny pause in a text, or a subtle change in their body language. It's a defense mechanism, and it's working overtime.
And that heightened awareness, it leads directly into a second adaptation, this intense, almost radical form of self-reliance. And while it's a really powerful survival tool, it often comes with a hidden cost, and that's isolation.
On the outside, you might look incredibly capable, right? Totally composed, the person who always has it together. But the internal reality is often really different. It's not that you hate getting help, it's that your brain has learned, the hard way, not to trust that it's going to be there consistently.
And this is exactly why that independence becomes a shield. When you learn that emotional support might just disappear, you adapt. You learn to handle pain on your own. You stop waiting for someone to rescue you, and you get incredibly good at solving your own problems without needing anyone to watch.
So this intense self-reliance often feeds right into a third adaptation, which is a super common but totally exhausting cycle. It's this deep impulse to overcompensate in your relationships, to work harder and harder to finally secure your spot and fight that nagging fear of being replaceable.
And here's what that loop looks like in action. It all starts with that core feeling of being replaceable. So what do? You overcompensate. You give more time, more energy, more understanding than you ever get back. And this reinforces this really dangerous belief that love isn't something that's given freely, it's something you have to earn. And the whole time, the hope is to finally become someone's first choice.
I really want to hammer this point home. If that cycle feels familiar to you, it is absolutely not a personal failing. It's a logical, learned survival mechanism that you developed because you felt like you were always option B. It's just your mind trying to protect you. That's it.
The fourth adaptation really gets to the very heart of the anxiety this whole experience creates. And you might be surprised to hear it's not really about being alone. It's about something way more specific.
And this right here is the critical distinction. The ultimate fear isn't just loneliness. No, it's the terror of being temporary, of being quietly and seamlessly replaced by a better option without even a conversation. And that fear, it can cause you to accept way less than you deserve just to avoid rocking the boat.
Okay, so we've talked about the pain and the adaptations, but now let's pivot, because despite all of that, this experience forges a level of strength that is truly remarkable. It creates a unique kind of superpower.
We can call this silent resilience. It's this incredible emotional endurance that's built from a lifetime of weathering disappointments. When plans fall through or people let you down, you stay calm because, honestly, you've seen it all before. You have a kind of grit that only comes from knowing you can stand on your own 2 feet no matter what.
And this resilience, it fundamentally changes what you look for in life. After surviving so much instability, you're just not drawn to the roller coaster of intensity and excitement anymore. Instead, your brain recalibrates. It starts to prioritize what it was missing all along: safety, honesty, and consistent effort. You start to value what actually lasts.
So, if any of this has felt uncomfortably accurate, I want you to remember this powerful truth. The way you've had to adapt doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. You are not too much for asking for consistency, and you are never, ever not enough to be a priority.
And this brings us to the final, most important takeaway. These experiences haven't broken you, they have made you incredibly insightful. You've developed a mind that understands nuance and people on a deeper level, and as a direct result, you've also developed deeper, clearer standards for how you deserve to be treated. So, the crucial point is this. Once you recognize the pattern, you can stop blaming yourself for all the ways you had to adapt just to survive. The real question now is, knowing the source of your resilience, your independence, and your insight, what are you going to choose to build with that incredible strength?